Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Welcome to the Soul of Sunday. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology. We affirm the worth and dignity of every being, and that we are all deeply interconnected. We are bound to one another, not by creed, but by covenant. And we are called to answer the call of love with open minds, open hearts, and open hands. Whoever you are, those of all nations, all creeds, all colors, all kinds of love, you are welcome here. As we gather, we acknowledge that Arlington Street Church occupies the ancestral homeland of the Massachusetts. By making this land acknowledgement, we recognize, honor, and affirm the sovereignty of all First Nations peoples.
We believe in acceptance of one another. Acceptance of one and encouragement of spiritual growth.
Dear ones, welcome. Welcome to our Zoomers. Welcome to the congregation gathered in person. This morning, thank you to Director of Music Mark David Buckles, to our professional musicians, to our volunteers, greeters and ushers, tech team, and the worship team, live chat coffee hour team, and the Arlington Street Church Choir. We are in the season of covenant renewal when we renew our great covenant of love and service and pledge our financial support to the good work of this beloved spiritual community. Our theme this year is All In, and what a week it has been. One moment. Joining me in the high pulpit with a covenant renewal update is Reverend Beth.
Good morning, friends. I want to say a big thank you to each of you who has made your pledge for the coming church year. We are so grateful that you are all in for Arlington Street. Last Sunday, we closed the service with an extraordinary, record-breaking total of $284,491. Amazing. Pledges have continued to come in throughout the week, and we are now up to a grand total of $307,951.
Same thing I did.
I know.
It's so hard to read such a big number. That's so funny. Okay. We also want to acknowledge the 16 new pledging families and individuals. Thank you, my friends. If you're someone who pledged for the first time, will you please give a wave from your pew or from your Hollywood Square? New pledgers, thank you so much. Thank you, darlings. Just beautiful, beautiful. Welcome home. So in addition to the names of the pledgers we read last Sunday, we're going to keep going with the list. Thanks to Art Judge and Susan Krieger,
Diana Miller and Carmen Griggs,
Peter Rusmanier,
George and Gaby Whitehouse,
Ken Hirschkind,
David Brown,
Peter Kokoska,
Maureen Coughlin,
Chris Curtis,
Kathy D'Amato,
Sharon Gentges,
Maureen and Mike Peterson,
Karen Tausch,
Julia Simon,
Don Richter,
Reverend John Gibbons,
Richard Matoli,
Reverend Fred Small,
Sarah and Audria Mady,
Jen Shaw,
Mary Galatch,
Lurleen DeVoe, and PJ Deek. Great. You can still make your pledge anytime. In fact, this would be a great moment. There's a link to the online pledge form in the order of service, in the chat, and on the homepage at ascboston.org. The Covenant Renewal team has a little gift for all of you who have pledged. For those in the who zoom in from far away, we will mail your gift to you. If you are here in person and have made up your pledge for the upcoming year, please stand or raise your hand and keep it up until our team of elves gets to you. Your gifts are coming to you right now. So go ahead and stand and raise your hand.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Everyone who pledged it all.
For the coming year. Yeah.
Thank you, friends. As gifts are, thank you, Reverend Beth. Thank you, team. As the gifts are coming through the congregation, I will give you a reminder that the Sparkly Spring Gala is on May 4th. May the 4th be with us. And our planning team is soliciting live and silent action items. If you'd like to volunteer to be part of the gala team, we would love your company. You can speak with me. Friends, the sanctuary is mask optional. Please find your comfort level. Masks are available from the ushers. And for those of you who are new to Arlington Street, I want to say a very special welcome to you. If you are here in person, there are welcome cards in the pew racks. Please hand yours to an usher or drop it in the basket at the great doors as you leave. If you're in the Zoom room, please fill out a connection card. The link is in the chat, It includes the option to request the link to a recording of today's sermon. I hope you like it. Since we can't greet all of you in person after the service, Reverend Beth and I would love to follow up with a virtual hello. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
Good morning. If you're here in person, there are printed copies of the order of service available from the ushers at the great doors. If you're zooming in, the order of service will appear in the chat, or you can download it on the homepage at ascboston.org. As we begin our greetings, I invite the Zoomers and those in person with a device handy to please say hello in the chat and tell us where you are zooming in from today. And now, Rich is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave at each other, as well as our friends in the Zoom room, and you all in the Zoom room wave and smile back. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart.
Good morning. Our first hymn today is by Chris Longacre of the group Mom Muse, which writes just a lot of really beautiful spiritual music. We've sung this one before with the choir, but we haven't done it as a hymn, so I'd like to teach it to all of you. It's a great song, and it's transcended their music and church music, and it's like a song sung at folk circles and stuff. I've heard it around the country. Can you give me A major? So I'm going to sing a line and invite you to sing it back to me. It goes like this. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. Let's try that together. And we shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. Here's the next line. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change, alive from deep within the earth. Try that. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change, alive from deep within the earth. And now the second half. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. Let's try that. Go. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. Try that. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. Try that. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We're going to sing that once all through together, unison, and then we're going to go into some harmonies up here. Becca's going to stay on the melody over there if you want to sing the melody, or you're welcome to add your own harmonies, sing whatever part. It's okay if you sing a different rhythm or a different note or anything else, different words. I invite you to rise in body, rise in spirit, and let's sing this beautiful song about the company that we keep together. We shall be known. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Add some harmonies if you want. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. It is time now. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. These candles were submitted on our website by the Friday evening deadline. If you didn't submit your candle and have a joy or a sorrow to share this morning, please wait until the third candle is lit, the silent candle, and type your joy or sorrow in the chat. Zoomers are invited to light silent candles at home. Those in the sanctuary are invited to light a silent candle at the table up front to the right of the Gleason podium. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved spiritual community is. We need one another. Whether together or apart, may we stay very close. And now, in the spirit of invocation, let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
A mixed candle from Kathy McCann for my mother, Lucille, who has been in the hospital and was transferred to rehab 8 days ago. May she continue to improve so she can go home to my dad, Jim. May we hold him in our hearts too, as he is in the later stages of Parkinson's disease. 2 candles of concern from Harriet Hury, a candle of healing for Blaine Hury, whose recovery from surgery is moving very slowly. Request for healing energy and ease, and a candle for ease and healing for Joe Baker, the husband of my dear college friend Bonner, 2 of my closest friends for 3/4 of my life. A candle from Hala and Jen. Hala's dad was admitted to the hospital again for pneumonia that isn't clearing, but it's unclear if it's actually some other inflammation, hoping for answers and healing. Please join us in sending them our love and prayers. A candle of sorrow from Fran Peterson for Chastity Nunez and her 11-year-old daughter, Zella, both gunned down while sitting in their car in Worcester this past Tuesday. May we continue to give with all that we have and all that we are to end gun violence. Chastity and Zella Presente. And a final candle from the Arlington Street community, as tomorrow, March 11th, marks 4 years since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. 2 days later, the President of the United States declared the national emergency and the first lockdowns began. We remember all those who died from COVID-19, and we remember the many ambiguous losses then and now. We send our love to those who have lost loved ones, who have lost safety, and who have lost their health. We send our gratitude to all within and beyond these walls who helped take care of the sick, the scared, and the lonely. May we always remember that we belong to each other. And during this anniversary week, may we be especially attentive to those who are grieving.
Some of us come today in joy. we share your joy.
A candle of joy from Anne Grossi. My daughter, Melinda, Melinda, is starting a new job on Monday, March 11th. She will be working for the Department of Commerce. She will be working with companies that are receiving federal funding through the CHIPS Act, helping them set up goals and achieve them for workforce and childcare. A candle of joy for all of our Muslim neighbors as tomorrow begins Ramadan, a holy time of fasting, giving charity, and reading the Quran. Ramadan Mubarak, a blessed Ramadan to all those observing this time. And a final candle of joy from Arlington Street as we celebrate Women's History Month. Molly McCook said, "Women should be celebrated every day, but a month dedicated to female empowerment is extremely special. It doesn't just honor the iconic women who have changed history, but encourages new generations to dream big and know that anything is possible. We lift up the incredible women in our community. We lift up all of our female-identified people who have inspired us and taught us. We commit to doing all we can so that one day, women everywhere can have endless possibilities available to them."
joys we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and to rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, and for the world. Amen.
Let's join now in saying together the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra congregación, y el servicio es nuestro regalo. Esto es a lo que nos comprometemos, convivir en paz, hablar nuestras verdades con amor, y ayudarnos los unos a los otros.
Our next hymn is Singing the Spirit Home by Eric Bogle. I'm going to teach this one to you as well. It has a little bit of a call and response element, so it goes like this. Courage, and you sing right back to me, courage. I'll try that again. Courage, your turn. Courage, my friend, my friend. And then we'll sing together this next line. You do not go alone. Let's try that together. You do not go alone. And then call and response again. We will go with you.
Go with you.
And then together like the beginning. And sing your spirit home. Try that, and sing your spirit. And sing your spirit home. I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit, and let's sing, singing the spirit home. I'll call out the verses as we go as well. Courage. Courage.
Courage.
My friend.
My friend. You do not go alone.
We will
Go with you and sing your spirit home.
justice.
Justice.
My friend.
My friend, you do not go alone.
We will go with you.
And sing your spirit home.
Freedom. My friend.
You do not go alone.
We will go with you.
And sing your spirit home.
Patience.
Patient.
My friend.
My friend, you do not go alone.
We will go with you.
And sing your spirit home.
Dignity. My friend.
You do not go alone.
We will go with you.
And sing your spirit home.
If not now,
If not now,
then when
you do not go alone.
we will go as one.
And sing your spirit home.
Courage, one more time. Courage. My friend.
You do not go alone.
We will go as one.
And sing your spirit As you heard last Sunday, in less than 1 hour, this beloved spiritual community pledged $284,500 to Arlington Street's future. I was flooded with gratitude. The feeling has not left me. Thank you. The closing lines from American poet Gwendolyn Brooks' poem, Paul Robeson, came to mind then and have been with me ever since. She writes, "We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond." During a vigil following the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel, my colleague, Rabbi Michael Shire, gave a remarkable homily. He recalled us to the biblical time after Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden. Their sons are Cain, he's a farmer, and Abel, a shepherd. As the story goes, each of the boys makes an offering to the Lord. Cain brings fruit, and Abel sacrifices the firstborn of his flock. Alas, the God of Genesis is not a vegetarian. He rejects the fruit and favors the meat. And then, in a jealous rage, Cain kills Abel, the first murder in the Bible. The Lord then speaks to Cain and says, "Where is Abel, thy brother?" And Cain famously replies, "I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?" Rabbi Shire pointed out that God does not answer. Cain's question remains unanswered forever. Am I my brother's keeper? Without further elaboration, Rabbi Shire invited us to answer that question with our lives. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. In a rare, serious moment, American physician Patch Adams, who famously treats his young patients dressed as a clown, said, "We need each other deeper than anyone ever dares to admit, even to ourselves." Science tells us that human interaction is essential. We survived as a species by connecting with others. There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that our brains are shaped in continuous interaction with other people and actually function better when we're interacting with others and experiencing a sense of community. Our well-being, health, and longevity all rest on supportive relationships. We need each other. And actually, we need not just the people we love or who are easy to love, but those who are hard to love. American author and civil rights activist Maya Angelou writes, "Each one of us has lived through some devastation, some loneliness, some weather superstorm or spiritual superstorm. When we look at each other, we must say, 'I understand. I understand how you feel because I have been there myself.'" We must support each other and empathize with each other because, she says, each of us is more alike than we are unalike. It is a spiritual practice to recognize and greet the Spirit in every person we encounter. Try it. It will change your day. It might change your life. It could change the world. I've been thinking about this story. It was told to me as truth. I think it's myth. But either way, it's a good teaching tale. A great many years ago, in the countryside of the United Kingdom, a poor farmer heard a child crying for help. He dropped his tools and ran toward the sound. In a nearby bog, a small, terrified child was mired to his waist in black muck. With great effort, the farmer managed to get him out, unharmed. The next day, a carriage pulled up at the farmer's house. A man got out and introduced himself as the owner of the neighboring farm and the father of the child whom the farmer had rescued from the bog. The farmer rescued the man, and the two men stood outside talking. When the man tried to give the farmer money as a kind of reward, the farmer refused to take compensation, saying that saving the life of the child had been its own reward. The farmer's son came out of the house and was introduced to the man, and the three of them spoke for some time. Then the man said to the farmer, "I want to help your son. I want to make it possible for him to have the same education that I give my son." And at his urging, the farmer agreed to the proposal. And so the son was educated at the best schools in London and eventually graduated from St. Mary's Hospital Medical School. The son of the farmer, this much we know is true, was none other than Alexander Fleming, who grew up to become the Scottish physician and microbiologist who discovered penicillin. The man who had paid for his education was well pleased. And some years later, close to death from a respiratory illness that almost killed him, the man's life was saved by none other than Dr. Alexander Fleming. One more thing about that man. That was Lord Randolph Churchill. And his son, the boy saved from the bog by the farmer, Dr. Fleming's father, his son grew up to be the prime minister who led Britain to victory in the Second World War, Winston Churchill. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. I love the profound richness of French Jesuit priest Pierre Teilhard de Chardin's insight that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. I mean it when I ask you, why else are we here? If we're willing to really engage the question of our purpose, the answer is clearly that we were not put on earth to accumulate more wealth or have more stuff, to be happy at the expense of the earth, the water, the air, and other living beings, to have more power and kill the other guy to get it if we have to. Very possibly, we are here to matriculate in this soul school and to wake up and celebrate the great gift of life, to make beauty and appreciate what is beautiful, to love and be loved. We know that healthy babies, healthy children need the 4 S's: to feel seen, safe, soothed, and secure. I will submit to you that healthy adults also need the 4 S's. And we can do that, be that for one another. It is never too late to be seen, safe, soothed, and secure. In 1960, the newly minted psychiatrist, Dr. Robert Coles, moved from Boston to New Orleans and witnessed 6-year-old Ruby Bridges, protected by United States federal marshals, walking through a screaming mob to integrate a public school. Dr. Coles volunteered to support and counsel Ruby and her family, and wrote a series of articles for the Atlantic Monthly about Ruby and the other children who were the target of daily intimidation and death threats. These articles led to Dr. Coles' Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Children of Crisis, a study of courage and fear. And that was just the beginning of his career. I'm a huge fan. This beautiful story comes from Dr. Robert Coles' early life. Those of us in the 4th grade awaiting next year's classroom assignment all dreaded getting Miss Avery for the 5th grade. You cross her and she'll come at you, we'd heard. Sure enough, I was assigned to room 5, where she reigned supreme, if not tyrannically. To this day, I see us all sitting in that classroom, headed by Bernicia Avery, a Vermont lady, heavy-set with white hair and alert blue eyes that darted everywhere and sometimes concentrated mightily, unbelievedly, unrelievedly on the one of us who had gotten her ire up. To this day, I can hear the words that came my way one school morning, "Bobby, I've called your name twice." Lifting my eyes, I realized how closely I was being watched by my fellow students who knew well the dramatic possibilities immediately ahead. "This is a school," she bellowed. "You are not at home alone reading a book on your own. You are here with others, and we all deserve your attention as much as that book, valuable as it is." Our eyes met, stayed fixed on one another for a second or two, and then my head lowered. I stared at the book, then at the floor beyond it. She had been sitting behind the big teacher's desk, but now she got herself up. Ominously, she had a ruler in her right hand, not the notorious blackboard pointer, thank God, but a 12-inch long ruler. Bang! That ruler went crashing on the desk of Sally Davis, sitting in the first seat, 4 or 5 ahead of mine. As Miss Avery made her walk, she spoke. "We are entitled to travel our own path, but here and now, we are walking together." I finally lifted my eyes to acknowledge the speaker. Suddenly, she waved the ruler briefly and then crash on Doris Newman's desk. Then this terse finale, which 6 decades later holds fast to my awareness. We should pay attention to others as well as to ourselves. A pause while we took in the admonition. We spend time looking at ourselves and looking out for ourselves, but please let us look to our right and our left, to our front and what's going on to our back. Please let us be mindful of others as we hope they will be of us. And then, to our considerable surprise, she was at the blackboard, not in pursuit of her famously feared pointer, but with chalk in her right hand. Word for word, she scratched out the message for us, now to notice hard and long. When she was through with the chalk, she asked us all to read aloud, in unison, those words. We have to look out for other people as well as for ourselves. Back at home that afternoon, I told my mother of the instruction offered us, and there it was, now mine in my hand for my mom to contemplate. If more people lived up to these words, she said, the world would be a better place to live. Soon enough, we were on to other matters, but as I left to go play outdoors, I noticed my mother still looking at my scribble. And then her decision to pin it on the bulletin board she kept for herself in the pantry. She saw me seeing and said, we have to look out for other people as well as for ourselves. She'd repeated what we heard in school, and her voice told her son that this maternal declaration was deeply felt and so ought to be kept in mind for the future days to follow in abundance. Beloved spiritual companions, let us seek to recognize and greet the Spirit in every person we encounter. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. We have to look out for others as well as ourselves. You never know who you're pulling out of the bog or when you'll need the pulling. Am I my brother's keeper? We are invited to answer that question with our lives. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. Amen.
Thank you so much to our choir, to Mark David, to Hyungju. Thank you, thank you. Arlington Street is entirely self-sustaining. It's up to us. And as you heard this morning, our generosity continues to be astounding. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share our collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. This month's beneficiary is Standing Together, suggested by Pat Humphreys and Sandy O of Emma's Revolution. Standing Together is comprised of Jewish and Palestinian citizens of Israel who say our future here is shared. And in order to guarantee a life here for all of us, we must do it together. It's either both of us or neither of us. Let us support Standing Together's efforts for peace to the ends of a release of the October 7th hostages and a ceasefire agreement. I work as a hospital chaplain, and this week I was paged to provide support to a woman who was dying. When I introduced myself as a chaplain, this patient that I'll call May started to cry. I'm embarrassed to say that I'm dying without a church. Church had been so important to me, and now I don't even have one. I immediately thought of you, of all of you. And I was so grateful I have a church. And then I thought of May and how we could be her church. You aren't going to die without a church. I'll be your church. May looked at me and then looked past me and said, just you? I said, no, not just me. And then I thought about what all of you have taught me. We need to show up for each other. I gathered my colleagues, 4 chaplains, 2 music therapists, and 2 nurses. We give what we have. I grabbed my hymnal and asked my colleagues if they would sing with me because May had been in the choir. And then I asked if they would join me in giving her our hopes for her. We tell each other that we love them. We let people know we care. One by one, we let May know that we were her church. We cared about her and loved her. We wouldn't leave her. We all took turns visiting May, and when I left her room late Friday night, she smiled at me and said, I have a church. May's church that she could see was a gathering of her healthcare workers, but May's church was bigger than what she could see. It included all of you. Arlington Street teaches me again and again what church can be and what church should be. And I take these lessons and all of you with me as I try to build church in a hospital. I'm so grateful that I have a church. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to our beloved spiritual community and filling our virtual collection plate. You can give online by scanning the QR code in the order of service. Go to ascboston.org, text your gift, or Venmo at Arlington Street. If you're Zooming, you can mail a check to the church. If you're in person, please use the envelopes in the pews, which can be handed to Reverend Kim, to me, or to any of our ushers after the service. Thank you for your generosity.
There is hope in our eyes when we truly see each other, like the light of countless stars. We are not afraid of the dark, 'cause there is hope in our hearts, and every single beat we feel it to the are sacred, we are strong. We are beautiful, we belong. Please hear our unheard song. There is hope in our voice when we listen to each other. Barriers disappear with every story told. We are sacred, we are strong. We are beautiful, we belong. Please hear our unheard song. There is hope in our eyes when we'll truly see each other. We raise our flag, lift our voice. This is our moment. We are sacred, we are strong. This is our moment. We are beautiful, we belong. This is our moment. We are worthy, we are true. This is our moment. There are no borders from this view. Please help us raise our flag. There is hope in our eyes when we truly see each other.
Thank you, Beck and Mark David. There are weekly gatherings in the Arlington Street Zoom room for loving kindness, meditation, poetry, yoga, and writing. If you like to sing, the Arlington Street Choir welcomes you to rehearse in person on Thursday evenings. No experience is necessary. Every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, Reverend Kim and Reverend Beth host a tea party with a conversation prompt. This week's prompt is for St. Patrick's Day. Tell us a story about a time you had good luck, or tell us a great good luck story. And on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, all interested newcomers are warmly invited to Zoom with the membership team for an opportunity to learn a little of our history and to meet some of our leadership. All are welcome. For all these offerings, information, and Zoom room links are at ascboston.org. To attend any Zoom gatherings, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to turn on your video or talk if you don't want to, and they're all free. Following the service, everyone is welcome to join virtual coffee hour. If you'd like to participate, join the Arlington Street Zoom room and answer yes to the breakout room invitation that will appear on your screen. If you're here in person following the service, we'll gather in the Honeywell Chapel for a live chat coffee hour, right through the leather door to the right of the pulpit. Thanks to all of you who joined in today's service and to all those who made it possible. Remember, we're all in this together, and we love you.
Thank you, Allie. Choir, you can come on up. Our final hymn today is by James Taylor, Shower the People. I was at another UU church just recently, and we sang You've Got a Friend by Carole King and Imagine by John Lennon. And I was like, that's kind of what we do. and they called them sing-alongs. And I thought that was fun. But I'm also charmed by the fact that we call them hymns here. And because, I mean, one of the definitions of a hymn is a song of adoration or a devotional or a song of praise. And what is Shower the People but a song of adoration and praise and devotion? So I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit for our final hymn, Shower the People. You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things Show them the way that you feel. One more. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Mark David, I love being your backup band. Before our benediction, I invite those of you in the Zoom room to please reach out your hands and touch the sides of your square. Those of you in the sanctuary to please raise your hands, palms out, and let us send loving kindness. To the people on your left, the people on your right, send loving kindness to the person on either side of you, to the people on either side of them. Send out love into this beloved spiritual community and feel it coming back to you. Love is the spirit of this congregation. And now for our benediction, I invite you to put your hands over your heart in namaste. I bow to the divine in you. The words of Gwendolyn Brooks, you can say them with me now. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. Let us keep this faith, beloveds, and pass it on. The service begins when the service ends. Bless your hearts. I love you. Amen.
please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.